All right, look, I'm gonna say it.
You know what? I'm about to say it.
AI, not the problem. Capitalism is. And I know what you're thinking. Capitalism's always the problem. But like, why is it that look, like, it feels like that SpongeBob meme, you know, the one where he's like, I got a bomb! Like, the moment, like, you say to, like, any leftist, like, you go in any leftist circle and you say that, it's just like, because, like, that topic, like, I mean, leftist and tech, but look, all right, let me get into it. I'm rambling. Why is it that AI is bad, okay? Why is capitalism the problem? I think what a lot of people forget when it comes to AI, it's that it's not the technology, it's who owns that technology. And so if you take like social media, for example, yeah? Okay, so social media sucks. We all know that. Like, no one wants to like really use these apps anymore now. We still kind of do because they're addictive. It's where you get your news information, all that kind of stuff, right? But they suck, you know? Well, why do they suck? Okay, it's not the app. And there are some people that genuinely think it's the app, but for like a lot of people, they're becoming more and more aware that really the issue is who owns the app. Like, people don't go, oh, like Facebook sucks, Meta sucks. Or if they do say Facebook sucks, they mean extension Meta sucks. And the same goes for like basically all of like, you know, private industry. If it's owned by massive mega corporations, oligarchs and whatnot, it's gonna suck because that's what they do. They're profit driven and they're gonna make it worse.
Corey, welcome to Democracy Now! The book title and bleepification, why everything suddenly got worse and what to do about it. Why don't you start from the beginning? What do you mean by this term?
So it's a way to talk about how the platforms go bad, but it's also a way to talk about why the platforms go bad. So we can see this characteristic pattern of decay in platforms, where first they're good to their end users. They find a way to lock those users in. And once it's hard for the users to leave, they can make things worse for those end users to tempt in business customers. Those business customers also get locked to the platform. And so then things are made bad for them too, because they can't readily depart. And eventually you end up with a platform where all the value has been harvested by shareholders and executives. And there's just kind of a mingy homeopathic residue of value left behind for the platform users.
It's not so much that AI sucks. Like, I really want to stress that AI can be used to do some incredible stuff. And it already is. You know, you look at the medical research, for example, like constantly there's so much like hopium when it comes to looking at when they're using AI, training it for like cancer, being able to find it, like what they do is like they will train a model on insane amounts of data, going over like scan, like, and just pumping that into this AI. So all it knows is, say, breast cancer. Its whole focus, this AI's existence, is cancer cells. And then it becomes a machine, an incredible powerful tool at detecting cancer. That's amazing. That's an incredible achievement, like, that humanity has done. It's not the thing, it's who owns it. Okay, and look, like, I get all of the criticisms. Like, there were a lot, and they make sense, right? Like, of course, AI is making everyone dumber. AI is destroying the environment. AI is making everyone crazy. Like, people marrying their AI. Wacky stuff, and the list goes on. But is that inherently AI? Or is that just these, like, you know, specifically designed private, you know, corporate dystopian AIs that are doing all that? Their purpose is to always say you are correct, to always make you feel good, to believe in you, to basically AI becomes obsessed with you. From the moment you enter that first prompt, that AI is like your servant slave, yes man to everything.
Alan Brooks, a father of 3 who lives outside Toronto, says he spent 3 weeks this May in a delusional spiral fueled by ChatGPT.
I have no pre-existing mental health conditions. I have no history of delusion. I have no history of psychosis. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect human, but nothing like this has ever happened to me in my life.
The HR recruiter says it all started after posing a question to the AI chatbot about the number pi, which his 8-year-old son was studying in school. After a few more days of what he believed were experiments coding software, Alan said ChatGPT convinced him they had discovered a massive cybersecurity vulnerability. Alan believed, and ChatGPT affirmed, he needed to contact authorities.
And it basically said, you need to immediately warn everyone, because what we've just discovered here has national security implications.
But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to do that. That was specifically programmed into it so that you keep using it. It doesn't have to do that. I mean, yeah, you just gotta remember that AI is just an algorithm. It's just code. It's just, it's definitely not going, it's not sentient. It's not going to become alive. It doesn't have emotions. Like, just doesn't work like that. Like, doesn't, like, it's all hype. And you know, when like Sam Altman and all that are like, the end of times are near.
You know, I think AI will probably, like, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
And all that kind of stuff, right? They love doing that. It's this funny thing. What they do is these freaks on the right, or these capitalist dudes, they say it's awful. And you're like, why would they do that? Because if it's alive, if it is what they're saying it is, that drives up speculation. Like, that drives up the price of it, because people go, oh my God, they actually cracked the code. They actually made, like, you know, if you're an AI company and you made artificial life, what's that worth? Then you have all the people on the left who buy into that, right? And they go, can you believe what Sam Altman said? Can you believe this? And like, because they're saying like, they're just bragging. Like, it's the scene.
I don't get it. Why are they confessing?
They're not confessing.
They're bragging.
From, what's that movie? You know, the one with, the Office guy. Oh God, it's killing me. I want to say The Big Bust. That's definitely not what it's called. It's The Big Collapse. Anyway, I'm moving on. It's not coming alive. It's definitely not coming alive. I'll explain really briefly, TLDR. All the AI is, like these like large language models, it just uses math, a lot of it, to predict the average, the most likely next word. Not smart, definitely not smart, doesn't think. That's really important to understand. It doesn't think, but if all of human history, we always just said the phrase like, the car is red, right? Like any book that's referring to a car, it's always red. Anytime like any written text that has said something about a car, or any kind of like podcast, or, you know, whatever like this AI has gobbled up, if it says the car is red, and you just ask the AI, you don't say anything about, you know, any other context, you just go, the car is, it'll go red. Why did it do that? Like, because you and I don't do that. You and I would be like, the car is, like, that doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't, because it's simply going, all of the internet, it sucked it up, and then it just goes like, the car is red, the car is red, the car is red. And then when the car is, it's just the most likely output. So there's so much information in them now. It feels like you're talking to a person. It seems like it has these really complex, fascinating ways of understanding, and there's this nuance and this detail and depth to what it's saying. But there isn't. But yeah, all right. So you're probably thinking, what's the solution? Like, was this guy just saying, oh, just load up Gemini and just go at it, you know, have at it? Kind of. I mean, look, like, if I was PewDiePie, I'd be out here like talking all about, you know, self-hosting, locally decentralized, open source AI models.
Pretty lucky. Say what?
Which do that. That is an excellent idea. But if that this sounded like a whole bunch of word salad and you're about to click off the video.
What?
Yeah, like totally understandable. Not everyone's a tech person. And if you can do those things, that is super cool. And maybe find a friend that can do that. I mean, like, look, if we can own it, if we can control it, I mean, that's pretty great. That basically all the problems of AI, like a lot of the problems of AI, kind of disappear. And I mean, like, look, all right. So if you're using AI, like you're going on the ChatGPT, Claude, whatever like that, and you're just writing emails and doing dumb shit like that, I mean, like, okay, yeah, AI bad, AI really bad. That's don't do that. I mean, if you want to self-host it and do that and go down that whole rabbit hole, go for it. But it's probably like it's a hard sell, that one. Like, I'm out here saying, look, the technology, that in and of itself, not bad, but like, you don't have to use AI, you don't have to use it. So my argument is, one, understanding all the nuance that, like, you know, it's the actual, like, technology itself is good, it's just who owns it. That's what we got to understand. But also, like, secondly, there are a lot of people using it to do like shitty things, like bad things, right? Like, I mean, if from a leftist perspective, you know, you've got all of these like entrepreneurs, startup dudes and whatever else, all the tech bros and that kind of stuff, right? They're now going crazy on AI to build a whole bunch of crap and do a whole bunch of like just shit with it.
Palantir's AI systems were actually used to fuel Israel's genocide in Gaza, and of course the US-Israeli war in Iran. Even here in the United States, where I am, it is expanding its partnership and collaborating with US Immigration and Customs Enforcement to spy or to surveil immigrants and actually deport them. So my question is, how do you see the relationship between these technologies and violence, genocide, and potentially fascism? What does that look like?
Well, if you read that manifesto, those 22 points, which of course have been extracted from a whole book that was published by Alexander Karp, the CEO of Palantir, what you'll find is a very audacious attempt to essentially create another ideological justification for the return to weaponized racism. So if you look at the last few points amongst those 22, it is very, very clear. They're arguing in favor of a new hierarchy of cultures. We've seen this before, haven't we? This is exactly what Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler's textbook, was advocating. A hierarchy of races. They call it different cultures, but that's what they mean. Racial profiling, the idea that some cultures are superior to other cultures. So you have, you know, effectively the essence of the ideology of Nazism and of South African apartheid.
But leftists can do that. Leftists can do that, right? So you can use the technology to do really cool things for leftists, right? Whether it be like, you know, to organize and to do other things. AI should be utilized. So, takeaway, is AI bad? Well, yes and no. Kind of? Maybe that was helpful. Alright, well that's it for this video. This was literally just setup, camera, light, microphone, and I'm just gonna hope some editing magic can fix everything. Alright, gonna call it there. Gonna call that a video. That's a video. It's done. Bye bye. The car is red. The car is red. The car